Hello, friends. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Today, I will be reading Little Chanclas, written and illustrated by Jose Lozano. There once was a tiny girl named Lily Luan, but her family and friends called her Little Chanclas because everywhere Lily went, the slippity slappery sound of old flip flops was sure to follow. The sound made by her tiny feet was faint at first, but grew louder and more annoying the closer she came. So much commotion. If you were in Chanta's market, you could hear the slippity, slappity sounds of little Chanclas flip-flops coming from down the aisles, followed, of course, by Lily's pretty face. You could hear her slippiting, slappiting down at the Department of Motor Vehicles, at Benny's Burgeteria, and at Sammy's Pandaria. The slippiting, slappiting went from sunrise to sunset. Each night, her tired little pair of shoes rested under her bed, never leaving her side. Lily's mother and her big sister Lulu could not remember where those noisy little pair of chanclas come from. Maybe the relatives from Mexico bought them, or they came from a clearance table at Footsie's Shoeteria. Lily's mother tried to bribe Lily into exchanging her old flip-flops for shiny new sandals with tight straps, but Lily just frowned, got very upset, and started to cry. Lily's big sister Lulu took her to Googie's boutique for girls. That was where Lulu brought all of her stylish clothes and shoes. So let's get you some cute red Mary Janes, said Lulu. But Lily just turned and slippity slapped away. Little Chanclas flippity flop through a whole school year, 6 quinceañeras, 4 baptisms, 3 weddings, 2 graduations, and 16 family barbecues. Yes, there was only one thing Lily loved more than her chanclas, and that was a party. One day, at a family barbecue, Lily was dancing to a thumping norteño tune with Aunt Ophelia. She twirled like a top to every song, her chanclas slippity slappity like castanets. And then what had to happen finally happened. Lily's little chanclas fell apart. The frail straps that held the sandals together finally broke in two. They flew across the dance floor. One hit Mrs. Carol Schuer's sky-high Congo and fell into the guacamole bowl. The other landed near Chucho, a bulldog famous for chewing things up, which he did with one speedy slurp. Poor Lily ran up and down her Aunt Philia's backyard looking for chanclas remains, but there were none to be found. That same day, Chucho came down with a serious case of chancla fever. His owners took him to the vet late that night because he looked a little woozy. But Chucho was wide awake and chewing things up early the next day. Poor Lily, for days she was upset and cranky. Concerned Tias, Primos and Primas brought an assortment of shoes to replace her beloved chanclas, but nothing interested Lily. She's like Cinderella, Brady's sister, pouted Lulu. I'd give anything to be in her shoes. Her mother's embarrassed smile turned into a serious frown once she escorted the last relative out. Lily wore an old pair of sneakers that blistered her feet. She then went barefoot for a couple of days until her mother finally sat down and said, Listen, I've had enough of your stubbornness. No shoes mean no school, no relatives, no friends, and most of all, no parties. Lily only sighed and buried her tiny face deeper into her arm. Bang, bang, bang. Open up, someone said in a very deep voice. I've got something for my little chonkless that will surely please her. Lily sprang up to open the door, and there stood Granny Lola, carrying a tall stack of shoe boxes and wearing a great big grin. Here, my little Lily, my tiny flower, look what I've brought you, the old lady said, kicking her overnight suitcase into the house. She placed the boxes side by side. Lily began to open them, one at a time, box after box. Lily was amazed to find chocolates in every style and color, and they were all hers. Aye, Mama, Lily's mama said. She can't wear sandals all of her life. Why not? Her mother said. You did. Until you got married. Now let my Lily be. The old lady handed her and Lulu a shoebox too. Now erase those sour faces and put on your new chocolates on. And all four of them went slippity slappity down to the street to Suki's Shusiteria, Lily's favorite place to eat. But Lily eventually grew to love other types of shoes. She wore elegant, sporty, colorful, high-heel shoes and even leather moccasins. But right now, her favorite shoes are her cleats. People can hear clickety, clackety, ruckus as she makes her way onto the soccer field. Soon they'll all roar as she scores yet another goal. Go, little chocolates. The end. Thank you so much, friends, for reading with me today. I really do hope I get to see you soon. Goodbye.